Great motion.
Thank you, Speaker. I move that this House 1 notes with disappointment that the 25-26 budget provides no new funding for any projects in the Drummoyne Electorate. 2, notes that there is not a single dollar in the budget for residents, commuters and businesses in Drummoyne who are dealing with crippling traffic congestion getting worse by the day. 3, notes that for the 3rd budget in a row, there's no cost of living support, nothing for the Concord Hospital Stage 2 upgrade, nothing to bring back the 439 bus, and no upgrade to the road station, platform or new ferry wharf.
Order. The member for Drummoyne will be heard in silence, please.
Speaker, for the 3rd budget in the... Sorry, Speaker, I'd like to be given the opportunity to have my say, and I haven't even started.
Yeah, all right. What we're going to do, members,
can we stop the clock?
Yes,
Thanks.
what we're going to do is we're going to stop the clock, we're going to reset the clock, and we're going to start all over again, and the member for Drummoyne will be heard in silence. Yes, just start from the beginning.
Okay. Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I move that this House 1 notes with disappointment that the 2025-26 budget provides no new funding for any projects in the Drummoyne Electorate. 2, notes that there's not a single dollar in the budget for residents, commuters and businesses in Drummoyne who are dealing with crippling traffic congestion, getting worse by the day. 3, notes that for the 3rd budget in a row, there's no cost of living support, nothing for the Concord Hospital Stage 2 upgrade, nothing to bring back the 439 bus, and no upgrade to the road station, platform or new ferry wharf. Speaker, for the third budget in a row, the Means Labor government has neglected the people of the Drummoyne Electorate, and it's become increasingly clear that our community is an afterthought. I bring this motion to the House to highlight key areas where my community has been let down, and I ask those opposite to take the concerns of my community seriously. I want to start on perhaps the one idea we're told is the boldest from this Means Labor government: housing. Let me be clear, we know we need housing. We all agree on that. I'm the first to admit that as a young person, just how important it is to make sure people can afford to live in areas close to jobs and close to their networks and friends and family. But apparently, in this Means Labor government's world, housing is something you drop from the sky without a plan. Without roads, without transport, without hospitals. As if new residents are meant to levitate their way to work, teleport to the shops and weekend commitments, and fight for a bed in an overstretched emergency ward. For this Means Labor government, infrastructure's optional. How else can you justify not upgrading the station platform at Road Station? How else can you justify removing the long-promised Roads Ferry Wharf from your budget papers as a line item? Let's not forget, Roads has more than 4,000 dwellings coming online very soon. It's pulling its fair share when it comes to delivering housing. It's one of the most densely populated suburbs in Sydney. So let's do the maths. More people moving in, less transport options, same old station platform that gets jam-packed full in peak times, no funding in sight to relieve this problem. I don't know about you, Mr. Speaker, but the maths isn't adding up. Well, who needs upgraded train stations or ferry wharfs or a functioning emergency department at Concord Hospital when you can just squeeze thousands of more people into community and hope that these things magically sort themselves out? It's a bold experiment, I'll give them that. Bold and reckless and so far removed from the reality of what is happening in my community right now. Concord Hospital is under immense pressure already. And with population growth set to surge in the coming years, we face a grave crisis unless urgent action is taken. Concord Hospital's emergency department's outdated, undersized and overstretched. Nurses, doctors and staff are doing their very best under the conditions, but the reality is simple. Concord Hospital needs an upgrade. We can't expect frontline staff to deliver world-class care in facilities that are decades behind the modern needs of today. Before the 2023 state election, the former Liberal government recognised this. In its last term, it built and opened the $341 million Stage 1 redevelopment. Labor held the seat of Drummoyne for how long? 49 years, and didn't put a single dollar into Concord Hospital. It took a Liberal government to start that work, and it opened Stage 1. And it was stage 1. Now we need to look to the future for stage 2. As a candidate, I committed $260 million towards stage 2 of the Concord Hospital upgrade. This funding was earmarked for a new emergency department, an expanded intensive care unit, 24-bed inpatient ward and expanded cardiology unit.
Yeah.
These upgrades would transform Concord Hospital into a facility capable of meeting the demands of a growing community. The Min's opposition at the time made no such commitment in 2023. Fast forward to now, 2.5 years into government, and they still haven't. In their past 3 budget, there's been no mention, no investment, and no plan for this great hospital. There's one thing about this government. If anything, they're consistently letting us down. 3 budgets without a critical commitment to fund the emergency department at Concord Hospital. We know we need it. The crisis at Concord Hospital isn't just hypothetical. Last month, 2GB reported the story of a woman who waited 16 hours in Concord Hospital's emergency department, forced to sleep across 3 chairs in the waiting room. She got a bed because she called the radio station. You shouldn't have to call talkback radio to get a bed in a hospital. And there are hundreds of stories just like this one. Doctors and nurses are doing their best, but they need a government willing to invest in Concord Hospital. Demand is growing. The government's whacking up homes all over our community. 18,000 homes in North Strathfield, 15,000 near Burwood North Metro Station at Concord. Rapid growth in Rhodes, Five Dock, even Drummoyne. But yet it refuses to deliver the capacity, the facilities and the services at Concord to cater for a population set to explode. More than 30,000 new homes without a single dollar for our local hospital. That is just plain wrong. At a time when our population is growing at an unprecedented rate, we should be seeing greater funding for our hospitals. Upgrades to our roads, increased public transport capacity. Instead, we're left behind because of short-sighted decisions. Every morning, Victoria Road in Drummoyne is transformed into a real-life escape room. Commuters battle to find the one magical route to get into the city. It's so bad people are running red lights, blocking intersections, treating bus lanes like personal highways. Residents can't get out of their driveways. 2 years on from the opening of the interchange, and still nothing. What did it take to get a little bit of relief in Drummoyne a couple of months ago? A negative story on 7 News. There's a theme here. With a little bit of media pressure, that's right, this government crumbles. No plan, no vision. But please, no bad publicity. Still no funding for any kind of traffic treatment to relieve congestion in Drummoyne. We've begged and pleaded ministers and bureaucrats, and yet here we are 2 years on and still struggling with the same traffic issues we had on opening day. Today I'm calling it out. We know they can make it better because suburbs like Drummoyne and Rozelle have seen the relief. Why not Drummoyne? We know it's not politically convenient for them. Speaker, my community deserves better. This is the same government that campaigned and promised a fresh start. And in a way, they delivered, because never before has the Drummoyne Electorate seen a fresh start to absolutely nothing. No projects, no vision, no upgrades, no relief for my community. Thank you.
I thank the member for